Welcome to the FMCG Guys, the podcast that dives into the innovation, strategy, and trends shaping consumer goods and retail in Europe and beyond.
Hello everyone, Daniel Torres here, host of the FMCG Guys, and welcome to a new episode of our special series with the Women in Retail Media Collective, The Hot Seat. You may be wondering, although this is probably our third episode, what is the Hot Seat if this is the first time you tune in? It's a fun, fast, and slightly unhinged series, sometimes actually very unhinged, where the FMCG Guys and the Women in Retail Media Collective share the mic and bring in guests for no filter chat about retail media, the people, the power shifts, and everything in between, which is a lot actually. And today, there's two co-hosts usually, and one of them is not here, but the other one is, and it's Lau, CMO of Pentalip. Hello, Lau. How are you?
Hi. Good to see you. So excited to join you on this one. Without Emma, which is weird. Yeah, it's weird.
It's the first time that Emma's not hand holding you, and I hope it's fine. No. And we're recording as well on a Monday morning, right? So this is like the best version, definitely the best versions of ourselves.
Yeah. Can we confess that I was a little late? How unprofessional of me.
That's fine. That's fine. I think the concept of professionalism is a bit overrated as well, I have to say. So,
sure.
By the way, before we introduce our guests, a bit more about the section we'll be doing in this retail media hot seat. We'll be doing quick fire games, bold opinions, and zero buzzwords. Think retail media ping pong, spicy true or false debates, mystery influencer guessing, and hot takes on leadership strategy and what still needs to change in our industry. By the way, a lot of the games that we'll do today are not mentioned here.
Yeah, and I was going to say, imagine if we only did one session on retail media that you cannot say a buzzword. I think it will be the most difficult game to play.
Or that they have to pay us per buzzword they say.
Oh my God, yeah, how much?
We should do that.
Let's set the rate.
They start with
100 euros.
They start with $1,000 on their favor, but every time they say a buzzword, it's $500 less, and then they start paying us after 3. Maybe the next one. But let's introduce our guest, because it's no other than Lisa Tan, who's the Retail Media Senior Business Development Manager at Fair Price Group, based in Singapore. Hi, Lisa. How are you?
Hi, I'm good. It's actually late afternoon here in Singapore. Good to know that you guys are just starting your Monday. I'm ending it soon.
Lucky you. You went through this nightmare of a day, but you still have a smile on your face, which is very nice. So
because I'm ending it with you guys.
Of course that explains it. Maybe we should like do this as a therapy for companies, like offer it as a service. So many ideas. Like we're just giving away millions of dollars for free.
Exactly.
But Lisa, look, so that everyone gets to know you well, we'll start introducing you, but not in a classic way, but by asking you a lot of very personal questions. So, and it will be very quick questions. You have to answer like in 3 seconds if you can. So, first of all, place of birth.
Singapore. KK Hospital. Exactly.
Very good. And you replied all this in like 1 second. So that's perfect. What's your zodiac sign?
Gemini.
Could be faster. Gemini. What's your favorite food?
Hokkien mee. It's a Singaporean thing.
What is it?
Hokkien mee. It's prawn noodles. It's dry prawn noodles. Cool. It's assumed to be dry, but it has good gravy in it.
Nice. Okay, well, next time we're there, we'll have to try it.
You guys will have to try it.
I was thinking, perhaps, Daniel, the next initiative could be an event in Singapore.
Just saying. What is Lisa, your favorite sports team?
I do not have one. I do high rock, so I'm a gym girl.
Okay, well, probably your own self is a team in the gym.
Yes, I believe in myself.
That's good. We need more of that. What is your go-to music after a hard day?
Oh my God, right now it's soda pop.
Soda Pop?
By K-pop Demon Hunters, yes. Because like my nephew asked to play it, so whenever I hear it, I think of my 5-year-old nephew asking me to play it. So it helps me to release stress.
That's nice. I mean, look, don't
I
worry.
feel like the
We all
respect
have our
level has
guilty
gone down
pleasures.
from here. What? What?
It's fine. We'll bring it back up. Who now or in your career has been your favorite work colleague?
JJ Eastwood, my boss
And
back in Carousel.
Great. What's your go-to outfit for work events?
Surprising that you guys will ask. It's just my favorite Singapore workwear called As Intended. It's really sustainable and easy to just wear it. There's no forms or shapes that it just your body embraces it. So I love it because I do not have to iron anything. There's a black little dress. So it's a modern woman workwear.
And what's been your like favorite event so far? Like favorite work event, expo, whatnot?
I think the one that I went a couple, but the NRF one, because I'm from advertising background, the NRF one has been really fun. So I deliberately lured everybody away from, I lured myself away from the station that I was supposed to be at, just going around scanning QR codes and trying the different, what's that called? The technologies that they had. So I thought that was pretty cool.
Awesome. What is your favorite part of the day in the office?
I should say leaving the office or starting the office day. I pretty like starting the office day because I get to set the task that I need to be on and what's new to be learned in that day.
Great. And you know what comes next? What's your least favorite part of the day? Or your least favorite task?
Oh, when I have to leave the office and I can't do any work. I'm kidding.
I was like, that's sarcasm.
No. Oh, I guess when someone asks to reschedule only like 5 minutes before the call. I don't have a particular but when you're already preparing for the call and then someone asks to reschedule it totally, then you're like,
yeah, when it's been that call that you've kind of like been anticipating maybe all week, and then it doesn't happen, it's like, So, Lisa, in case we did something, I think we covered probably everything in your life until now, but if there's anything that we haven't, I will give you 20 seconds to give us an elevator pitch of who you are and what you do, but you can talk about whatever you like. So 3, 2, 1, and it's actually numbered. 3, 2, 1, go.
Hi, everyone. I'm Lisa from Fair Price Group, and I work with brands, agencies, and stakeholders around in Fair Price to basically make retail media easier to understand and easier to implement for brands. My favorite things working around this industry currently has been really understanding what the brands want and what they like about retail media and making that happen for them through the retailer industry. I can't see the 20 seconds, by the way.
Well, sometimes you just got, if you have to do a bit more, you do it. No, it was 30 seconds, but that's fine. So I think
Daniel is very strict.
I know. I'm very, very strict. I'm like a scary teacher. So thanks, Lisa. Now we know everything about you. We can talk about other things that won't be as fun, but look, we will do what we can. So Lau will actually present us with the first game of the day.
Sounds good.
So the first game we're playing here, Lisa, is called Singapore Myth Debunking. So we have 4 facts. Facts is actually a bold statement. We have 4 things that we've heard from Singapore, and now you are the expert on the market there. So it's just like understanding if these statements are actually real or not. So the first one is that you can get arrested for chewing gum.
No. The fact is you will be arrested for transacting chewing gum. You can't sell it to someone. You can't buy it, but you can chew it.
Very interesting. Okay. I thought it was like for chewing gum literally.
You can't buy or sell chewing gums here, but it really started back in the days. I forgot the exact date, but basically it started to keep a clean Singapore, to not have chewing gum everywhere under the tables and stuff.
Got it. Very interesting. Okay, second one. The second statement is you can get from your apartment, sorry. You can get from your apartment to a plane in 1 hour.
Definitely. You can because Singapore is that small.
Yeah, it's one of the smallest countries, I guess.
And I have to say, I think it's not because of that. I think it's because the airport is very efficient. Because I live in Barcelona and the airport is in my city, but just in case, you get to the airport at least an hour and a half beforehand. So that means leaving your apartment latest 2 hours before your flight.
Yeah. And Singaporeans like to get there beforehand so they can enjoy the airport as well. So it's not as though we would get there just on time. We would get there deliberately earlier just to walk around and eat stuff and look at stuff.
Okay, next one is everything is super clean, and I think we know the answer. But
I have to say yes. Yes, like a yes, true. We are really very clean. You have the cleaners up and running every day to ensure that there's no rare leaves along the streets, and to make sure that your tables are clean at the hawkers. But at the same time, we also instated, I think a few years ago, that you have to return your own plates. So you guys look in awe, like. Yeah, so we do. So after eating at the public dining areas, you have to put back your own trays. But at the same time, we also have cleaners to clean the tables. So can you imagine like how neat it would be within a few hours of turnaround?
I would appreciate that, actually. It's very cool. And the last one.
We do.
Nothing really happens there, so it's really boring. I don't know about that.
I'll have to say yes. Yes, it does feel like it's boring, but it's not as though boring is bad for business. Like it's good for a country, for families who want to come and stay. It's very, very safe. We don't have graffiti lying around everywhere. It's very safe, even, after midnight for women. So it is very, very good in that sense that it is a very safe environment. But if you want full like creativity and stuff like that, it probably doesn't happen here in Singapore, and we all know why. We have a very strict government.
And Singapore, can you tell us a bit about like what the retail market looks like? In the UK, you would say, you have 4 big supermarkets, blah, blah, blah. What would you say in Singapore? Like, I'm coming to the country wanting to like do business in consumer goods.
I think offhand, we have one big omni-channel retailer, which is FairPrice. We are the biggest online and on and offline combined, but generally offline. We are so high up there in terms of grocery that nobody is a close number 2. However, if you talk about like in other industries, in other categories, we can start to look at other retailers where we have DFI, we have Sheng Siong, we have Lazada, we have Shopee. So they are all leaders in their own categories, where there is electronics, and then you have beauty, and then you have those that are really, really strong in online. So I would say like FairPrice in total, we are very strong offline as well as groceries. So quite fragmented if you see it in that way. But at the same time, when you want to buy a certain thing, we can also tell you like there's one place you should buy it from.
Yeah, no, that's a good picture, I think. So let's move on to game number 2, which is called This or That. So you have to pick. So I know that, Lisa, you've worked both on Adtech, and now you're working in a retail media network. So I'm going to give you a statement, and you'll have to choose if you want that thing that I'm gonna mention, if you would work for a retail media network or in an Adtech company. Okay.
Okay, that sounds fun.
So where would you work if you want financial stability?
Retail media network.
Where would you work if you want to get things done quickly?
Adtech.
And if you want to work globally?
Adtech.
And if you want to sleep well at night?
Oh. Adtech.
What about if you want visibility and recognition?
Retail media network.
Anala, what do you think?
Listen, I've never worked for a retail media network before. I've always been in the kind of like tech vendor, but I'm not really surprised with the answers, actually. I think it's coming from Adtech, I guess. The recognition visibility, that's interesting. But I guess the one thing I would say, and Lisa, perhaps you agree with me, I think that usually when you work for a tech vendor, it's hard to get on stage, like get recognition, because people want to have the retailers there. So yeah.
That's right. That's the reason why I mentioned if you want recognition, it's from the retail media network part, because as a retailer, all the brands want to work with you. So you just have to hit one with the multiple vendors or brands that you have, and it's easier.
Great. So I think we can go to the next game, which will be, it's been prepared and will be directed and performed by Ana Laura Sain. Ana Laura, go ahead.
So this game is called True or False. We've done it before on the inaugural episode as well with Emma. It's quite fun. There's 3 statements. We just need to know if it's true or false, and then perhaps like a little. So most retail media networks are e-commerce businesses with no media knowledge. True or false?
True. True. Very true.
Well, it will be interesting to see what type of talent they'll bring on to develop that capability, no?
Yes.
If they had the self-actualize, like awareness to know that they're e-commerce businesses without media knowledge, then they would bring the right people on board. But actually, I did mention this. I thought my analogy was quite good. I said retailers are like invited rude guests at the table. They're invited, but they're very, very rude.
I love this. Can we could add this as a quote on the podcast promotion, Daniel.
Definitely.
Just like controversial. That's what we like.
It's controversial, but I do feel like retailers act in this way because their data are very valuable. They're invited to the table a lot of times, but they're just very rude, and rude in different ways, like expecting that you'll just pay for everything that they have, or paying for the data that they promise that they will give you.
Yeah, very, very interesting. Do you think, Lisa, just one quick question. Do you think this is more like Singapore specific issue, or do you think this is a worldwide issue?
No, I think it's a retailer issue. With that sentence that you mentioned, retailers are e-commerce businesses without any media knowledge, and that includes not knowing media industry, how the stakeholders work together to provide for the brands. In most retailers' point of view, they are the stakeholder that the suppliers or the brands needs to handle. They have never been on the vendor side of things. So it has been a very interesting game for the retailers to get into, even for e-commerce, because technically you're also not the boss. You have to feed the customer, you have to work with logistics people, and they are not necessarily under your company.
Yeah, it's very interesting. It's something that we've heard probably before from other retail, like people working at retail media networks. Last one, For the true or false game, so in APAC, women lead more executive roles than men, specifically, I guess, in retail media. True or false?
No, false.
How do you see, I'm not really familiar with this, but how do you see women leadership distributed, like female versus male leadership in APAC, actually, for the Adtech world and retail media specifically?
I guess I could only see it from my perspective, what I've seen. I think from a retailer's point of view, I could only tell from FairPrice. It's very interesting that the female leadership has been across male-dominated functions such as logistics. So it's a female leader leading FairPrice logistics here. Super cool, to be honest. CS, customer service, is a woman as well. Then the digital ones are all men. I see it as like 30% female focused. However, the voice to me is not strong enough. If you lead differently as a woman, what do you say? And that's being very hard on female leaders also, because they could say the same thing, but it doesn't hit as hard for the females who are working under them.
Got it. Very interesting. I think we have one last thing to ask, and I think that's on you, Daniel. Probably is like the bold prediction, right? Is that the last one we have on for today?
Yeah. What is Lisa, your bold prediction for retail media in the next 12 months?
A bold prediction in APAC?
Wherever you like.
I think due to the fragmentation of like the APAC, I would say retail media industry, the opportunity presented to the brands are really very interesting. However, the effort taken to organize an integrated campaign across these areas are really too hard. So retail media could very possibly in the next 12 months fall flat on its face in terms of its projected revenue.
Well, that's pretty bold. Great. Love it. So thanks so much for daring to join us. Really enjoyed this session. I hope to see you at some event in Singapore soon, no? Hopefully
Thank you, Daniel. Thank you, Anna.
we can make
Thanks
it.
for inviting. Thank you so much for inviting, and apologies for the beginning of the meeting that we didn't manage to join on time, but it has been fun working through all the technical issues that we had today.
Yeah, no problem. And so, but that will not be heard by the audience because we have a wizard behind the scenes that does all these editing works.
No, we should totally include the first 10 minutes of Daniel just doing this.
we may do, but that's for another day because I need to run to my next meeting. Thanks everyone for tuning in. You can find all our contacts in the show notes. Follow us on LinkedIn, and we'll see you in the next episode. Goodbye.
The content in this podcast episode is provided for general informational purposes only. By listening to our episode, you understand that no information contained in this episode should be construed as advice from Dwyer Partners SL, doing business as the FMCG guys, or the individual author, host, or guests, nor is it intended to be a substitute for research on any subject matter. Reference to any specific product or entity does not constitute an endorsement or recommendation by Dwyer Partners SL. The views expressed by guests are their own, and their appearance on the program does not imply an endorsement of them or any entity they represent. Dwyer Partners SL expressly disclaims any and all liability or responsibility for any direct, indirect, incidental, special, consequential, or other damages arising out of any individual's use of, reference to, or inability to use this podcast or the information we presented in this podcast.